The sea does not spare the weak. Morning looks calm, yet it hides a stern heart. Water reaches every edge of sight, a pale sheet breathing in slow waves. The ship creaks like an old chest. Salt clings to lips, to hair, to every stitch in the deck. The air is damp and cool. There is no soft welcome. Each sound is a warning. Ropes groan. Sails give a low sigh. Buckets tap wood. Far off, gulls cut thin lines in the sky. You stand and learn to listen. The sea has no wish, no anger, no plan. It simply is. That is enough to rule you. Work starts before thought is ready. Swab the planks, haul the line, mend the tear that was not there yesterday. The sun warms nothing but thirst. Sweat mixes with brine and stings the skin. Barrel water tastes like old iron. Hard bread chips the tooth. Meat is tough and salted deep, as if made to fight the mouth. Sleep does not come when called. The ship rolls and your thoughts roll with it. Close your eyes and you still feel the deck breathing. Open them to a narrow path of light across the waves. Night holds two silences, one in the air and one in the chest. Both last longer than they should. No one asks if you are well. A nod is enough. A short word will do. The captain's voice is spare. It cuts the hour into pieces you can carry. You are told what to do and when to do it. You do it. The sea cares for none of this. It accepts the ship as it accepts a stray leaf. The horizon is a line that never keeps its promise. It offers rest and gives more distance. You try to remember dry earth, a door that stays still, a roof that does not move. These become a picture with fewer colors each day. In time you learn what the old hands know. The sea spares neither weak nor strong. It only measures. If you stand, it goes on. If you fall, it goes on. The lesson is plain and hard. Keep balance, keep breath, keep your place. If you cannot, the water takes your name and leaves the world the same as before you came. Move slowly. Breathe with it. The deck wakes before the crew. Salt blooms from the planks and rises like a thin breath. It stings the lips and the small cuts you forgot you had. The smell is not only the sea. It is rope sweat, tar smoke, and old iron. It is a memory that does not fade, and a warning that does not shout. A bucket swirls thin pink water from a scrape on a palm. No one looks away. No one makes a scene. On this ship, pain is a small coin you pay and move on. A rag hangs by a nail stiff with brine. A knife rests on a beam with a dull brown line that will not wash. The air keeps it all and gives it back each dawn. Food adds its own note. Meat salted to the core. Biscuit hard and sour at the edge. Barrel water with a taste like pennies. Every mouthful ties the body tighter to the sea. You chew and think of green things and soft bread, and a cup that does not smell like wood. These thoughts pass. The ship rolls. The belly learns to be quiet. At night the scent grows thick. The lantern is low. The sky is cold and wide, too. You hear only the hush of water and the slow talk of timbers. A gust moves through the rigging, and the deck answers with a long, tired creak. In that long sound lives rust and salt and blood. It is not cruel. It is only true. A rat slips behind a coil. A gull cries once and is gone. The captain checks the chest and seals it. The ledger shuts. The bell sleeps. Still the smell stays like a hand on the shoulder. It says, remember where you are. Remember what this road costs. Men clean, men tie, men mend. Their hands are rough and sure. They do not chase purity, they chase order. Order keeps the ship alive. The sea will do the rest. By dawn the deck looks plain again. The planks shine with rinse water. The rope lines are neat. Yet nothing is truly clean. The salt returns. The iron breath returns. The quiet weight returns. And you learn to breathe with it and not against it. You learn to carry the smell and let it carry you in turn. Night comes, but it does not bring rest. The ship keeps moving, so your body keeps listening. The deck tilts a little, then a little back. A rope rubs against wood and makes a slow, dry song. The lantern breathes. The hull answers the water with a low, patient knock. You close your eyes and still the ship is under your skin. Sleep needs trust. There is no trust out here. The bell can ring at any hour. A voice can cut the dark with one short word. Watch. You rise before the thought finishes. You feel for your boots. You find the line you must hold. The wind is small, then strong, then small again. Time is elastic. Minutes become long threads that do not break. In the hammock, calm is a trick. The cloth sways and tells your inner ear a story that never ends. Your heart keeps count with it. If you sleep, it is a thin sleep, like a film of ice on a bucket. Any sound can crack it. A footstep, a cough, the soft click of a latch, a lift of breath near your cheek that was only the sea. Men take turns with the dark. Two on, two off, then on again. Faces blur into shapes. Words shrink to signs. A nod, a hand to the rope, a palm to the rail. If someone dreams, he does not speak of it. Dreams here spill into waking and stain the next hour. Better to let them drain into the planks and dry with the morning rinse. The mind learns small tricks. Count the sway. Match the breath to the roll. Keep the jaw soft. Keep the hands open. Think of land in plain pieces. A door, a chair, a cup of water that does not move. Do not ask when you will touch it. Questions grow teeth at night. By the third wake, your body feels light and hollow. The stars look close but do not help. They are cold nails in a black roof. The moon lays a pale road and then pulls it back. You work, you coil, you wipe, you wait. You listen for danger and hear only the old talk of wood and rope. Dawn does not cure the lack. It only changes the shade of it. The deck turns gray. The bell is quiet for a while. You swallow the hard bread. You drink the barrel water. You look at the line where the world ends and begins. You tell yourself a simple vow. Keep standing. Keep balance. Steal minutes when you can. And let the sea keep the hours. Morning begins with a knock in the belly. Not hunger, but a hollow echo. On the deck waits the same spread as yesterday. Hardtack that chips. Meat salted to the core. Barrel water with the taste of old wood and iron. You take a bite and feel the jaw complain. You take a sip and feel the throat tighten. The body asks for fruit, for bread that bends, for a cup that does not smell like the ship. The sea answers with salt. Hardtack is stone in disguise. You wet it in the tin cup and wait. It softens only a little. You chew and count the beats of the hull. Crumbs fall like grit. They cling to the tongue, to the cuts in your lip, to the line of your teeth. The biscuit fills the mouth but not the heart. The meat is a fight of its own. It gives no steam, no comfort, only a deep brine that climbs behind the nose and sits there. Knives scratch the board. Threads of flesh refuse the blade. You learn small tricks. Shave thin, swallow quick, chase with water. The water is tired too. It has circled the barrel so long it carries the taste of its walls. At the cook's corner, the pot murmurs. The stew is thin and honest. It tells the truth about what is left. A sliver of fish, a scrap of onion saved from a far port, a pinch of dried leaf that lost its name weeks ago. He stirs and does not speak. He serves and does not ask. Some days the sea heaves and makes its own order. Then the bowl travels between hand and lip like a small boat. The stomach studies the motion and says no. You sit by the rail and breathe in counts of 4. Salt air scrapes the throat. The taste returns anyway. Rations are a ledger more than a meal. Marks on a scrap decide the size of your day. 2 biscuits for 2 turns of work. 1 ladle for 1 hour at the pump. You trade when you must. Half a cup now, a favor later. No one is rich. All are exact. Once in a long while the line pulls bright. A fish flashes and the deck wakes. For a moment there is color. There is smell that is not iron. Knives move faster. Salt still wins. The sea will not let a feast stand. By lantern light the night portion comes. The bell does not hurry it, but it does not slow it either. You eat slow, to make time taste longer. The crew is quiet. Bowls knock wood. Spoons scrape tin. A rat's shadow crosses near a crumb and vanishes. No one shouts. The day has taken the voice from the throat. You learn a new kind of thanks, not for pleasure but for fuel. You thank the bite that stays down. You thank the water that cools the salt. You thank the thin heat in the hands after the bowl is empty. This is enough to tie one more knot, to lift one more line, to see one more watch. By and by the body understands the rule. Food here is not a friend. It is a rope you hold while the hours pull. Take it, keep it, do not argue. Save your dreams for land, for soft bread and green peel, and a cup that does not move. Out here the meal is simple. Chew, swallow, breathe, and carry on. On this ship a mate is a worker, not a brother. He hauls beside you at dawn and may turn from you at dusk. The line between help and harm is thin as salt on the lip. Work needs hands, safety needs distance. A smile here is light and brief. It is a lid on a pot, not a promise. Hunger bends men. Fear shapes them. Gold, even the rumor of it, changes voices. A soft word in the ration line can harden when the ladle is low. You learn to nod, to keep your talk small, to keep your pockets smaller. The captain knows this tide. He shifts the watches so groups do not set like stone. He reads the ledger aloud. Shares, tasks, penalties. The law feels cold, yet it keeps heat from breaking out. A clear rule is a rope across a gap. You hold it or you fall. Deals exist, but they are measured. Half a biscuit for an hour at the pump. A dry blanket square for help at the mast. Debts are written in memory. They do not go away. If someone vanishes into the fog of night, the debt does not vanish with him. It hangs in the air like damp. Beware the whisper. It is softer than a shout and travels farther. A map is hidden. A chest is light. The captain is weak. Such words are sparks in old wood. You step back from sparks. You keep water close. Trust the hand before you trust the mouth. A steady grip on the line is worth more than a bold tale by the barrel. In a squall, the brave speech is wind. The steady knot is life. You watch who ties fast and who looks around for praise. You keep a quiet list. There is kindness, yes, but it comes like low sun through cloud. A cup passed without charge. A place in the lee when you shake with cold. Take it. Say thanks. Do not build a house on it. The sea moves houses. At night the deck breaks into small islands. 2 here, 3 there. No crowd. Men stare at the dark water and think of fields and doors and names that do not help them now. You sit near, not close. You share the silence, not the secrets. Secrets swell and split timbers. When land draws near, nerves rise. Accounts must balance. Weighing of coins, weighing of looks. Even the gentlemen grow sharp at the edge. The ship slows. Minds do not. You keep your coil neat, your kit tight, your sleep light. So you learn the craft of space. Speak plain. Promise little. Pay on time. Keep your knife for rope, your back for work, your eyes for weather. Let friendship be a harbor you visit, not an anchor you drag. In the end you accept a simple rule. Sail with all, lean on few. Call a man mate at the rail, and sir inside your chest. If he holds fast in a blow, write his name on your quiet list. If not, let the wave take the mark away. This is not cruelty. This is the ship's way of staying whole. Order is not a wish here. It is the first tool. The sea pulls in every direction, so the ship must point one way. The captain's word is that way. It is short, clear, and final. He speaks. The hour changes shape. At dawn the bell sets the pace. 1 ring for muster, 2 for ration, 3 for watch. No speech is needed. The sound cuts through sleep and thought. Feet move before minds do. This is how the ship stays one body. The code hangs by the mast, stained by salt and time. No long phrases, simple lines. Stand your watch. Keep your knife for rope. No fighting on deck. No stealing. Shares by the ledger. Silence during work. Men read it with their hands more than with their eyes. Knots tied right are proof of reading. The ledger is the cold heart of fairness. Names, duties, shares, marks for water and bread. A wrong tally is fixed in public. A lost tool is paid with time. No one argues long. Talk wastes light and wind. On land, reasons matter. At sea, results matter. Punishment is swift and plain. Loss of rum, loss of rest. A turn at the pump that lasts a whole moon. A man tied to the rail for one watch to learn stillness. No blood, no show. The point is order, not rage. When it ends, it ends. We return to work. Whisper is risk. It breeds 2 ships on one deck. Any plot splits the planks. So whisper dies early. Speak to the captain, or be silent. A grievance told once is heard. Told twice becomes smoke. Smoke blinds. Watches change often. Crew lists turn like the wind. This keeps bonds from hardening into knives. You haul with one man at dawn and with another at dusk. You learn to match any grip. You learn to hand your trust to the task, not the face. Rations follow the same clock each day. Cup to cup, no favors. The cook serves from the left and counts to the right. If the pot runs thin, the bell shifts the work to fit the food. Hunger does not argue with a rule. It obeys it or grows worse. Tools have their homes. A coil that lies messy costs someone an hour. A pin in the wrong hole costs the whole ship a sail. So each thing returns to its place, as if the ship were a small town with strict roads. Order is a map you walk by touch. Even mercy wears a rule. A sick man speaks once to the mate, then lies in shade, then returns when named. No one drifts. No one hides. Care is measured so the ship does not spend itself. By night the code is softer in voice, not in weight. Lanterns low, steps quiet, the wheel steady. Each small habit keeps the dark from spreading. You feel the peace that firm lines bring. It is not warm, but it holds. In time, the lesson becomes simple enough to fit in a palm. Rules are the rope across the gap. Take hold or fall. The sea will not bend for you. So you bend to the rule and find, to your surprise, that it keeps you standing when the deck does not. The warning is small at first. The air cools. The sky lowers. A gray band thickens on the rim of the world. Ropes twitch like nerves. The sea turns from glass to stone. Orders come short and clean. Reef the sail, check the lashings, stow the loose gear. Hands move on habit, knots bite down. The bell speaks once, then twice. No one wastes a word. Wind arrives as a long blade. It slides through rigging and hums. The ship leans and holds, then leans more. Rain starts as dust, then as needles. The deck shines and tilts. Boots find less and less deck to stand on. The wave wall rises. It does not hurry. It climbs and darkens until it covers the sky. The bow lifts, hangs and falls. Water runs like a sheet over wood, over skin, over breath. You clamp the rope and feel it live in your hands. Lightning opens the night and shuts it again. In the flash, you see faces without names. In the dark, you hear only the wheel and the wind. Count the beats between light and thunder. Count to keep the mind from drifting. Fear is present but simple. Do the task. Hold the line. Pump when told. Bail when told. Tie. Untie. Tie again. The storm is a teacher who hates talk. It rewards only action. Time loses shape. A minute stretches like canvas in a gale. Shoulders burn. The back becomes a board. The mouth tastes rust and salt. You breathe in measures, as if breath were rationed from the sky. A lull comes that is not peace. It is the eye, a circle of pale light, a breath held by the world. You look once at the horizon. It looks back without promise. Then the other side of the storm arrives, harder, colder, done with grace. Something breaks, a seam, a line, a man's courage. You do not judge. You reach and make fast. The ship answers with a deep groan that sounds like age itself. For a moment you are only two things, grip and will. At last the anger drains out of the air. Rain thins. Wind falls to a tired breath. The deck settles by inches. In the lantern's weak ring, torn cloth clings to the mast like a flag of surrender that still refuses to drop. Silence returns with weight. No cheer, no speech. You taste blood that is only salt. You count the crew. You count the tools. You count your own hands and find them shaking. The storm takes more than wood. It eats plans. It eats pride. It leaves a clean, hard lesson in the mouth. The sea has no dream, so it can swallow yours whole. You coil the rope, smooth the sail, and thank the small fact that you still stand. Tomorrow is work again. The sea will be here. The noise ends all at once, like a door closing in the wind. The cannon is quiet. The shouts are gone. Only the ship remains, breathing slow. A thin fog of smoke drifts above the deck and fades. The smell of powder mixes with salt and wet wood. It is heavy, but it does not sting anymore. Men move without hurry. Buckets pass from hand to hand. Water slides in wide arcs and runs between the planks. Brushes scrape. Cloths wipe. No one speaks unless it is needed. The work is simple and steady. Wipe, rinse, coil. Set things back where they belong. Order returns one small piece at a time. Sails come down and spread like pale skin. A needle goes in and out. A tear closes, stitch by stitch. A rope is spliced. A pin is tapped home. The ship accepts the care and answers with a low, kind creak as if to say, "Keep going." The hurts sit in shade. A tin cup, a strip of cloth, a clean rinse from the barrel. Hands are sure and calm. No drama, no show. A nod means enough. A quiet thanks means, "Go rest." The sea moves under all this, slow and even, like a chest at sleep. We count. Names first. Tools next. Shot and powder last. The captain writes a short line in the ledger. He closes it and sets it on the chest. He does not give a speech. He does not need to. The ship has its own voice, and it is gentle now. The sun lowers. The light is soft and thin. A gull hangs in the air and slips away. The world is washed clean but not bright. We eat a little. The stew is plain but warm. Spoons touch tin. A cup passes. A breath steadies. Some men sit apart, one by one, facing the long grey line where sea meets sky. They do not look for signs. They just let the quiet settle. Others lie back on the warm planks and close their eyes. No dream comes. Only a slow drift, like a leaf on a pond. By dark the deck is clear. Coils are neat. Knots are tied right. The lanterns are low. The bell does not ring. The ship holds the night like a blanket. From the hull comes a soft, regular knock, the oldest lullaby there is. We sleep in pieces, but the pieces are kind. If a thought rises, it is small. A face, a door, a field in rain. It fades without pain. The storm and the fire are already a page turned. At first light we will work again. We will check the lines and set the course. But for this brief span, the sea allows a gift. A silence that mends more than wood. It mends the hands, the breath, and the part of the heart that shook. We accept it the way we accept dawn, quietly, gratefully, and without asking how long it will last. It begins with a small shine at the bottom of a chest. One coin is enough. Eyes find it. Hearts lean toward it. The deck feels a little tighter as if the planks know. The chest opens under a dim lantern. The captain writes in the ledger. Names, shares, dates. The quill moves like a slow oar. The book is a cold kind of peace. It keeps hands from grabbing and words from turning sharp. But peace built on gold is thin. Coins make a hard sound on wood. Tap, tap. Each tap travels. It climbs the spine and sits behind the teeth. A man smiles without warmth. Another laughs but does not breathe deep. The cook watches the lock. The mate watches the cook. No one is truly at ease. Stories start small. A missing piece, a light chest, a number that does not match. The sea carries rumor as well as wind. A whisper will do what a wave cannot. It can bend men. It can split friends into halves that do not fit again. The watch is doubled. 2 men at the chest, 2 at the bell. 2 who circle the deck and look for nothing but quiet. The key hangs on a cord that never leaves the captain's neck. He sleeps on his side so the key prints into his skin. Gold is weight, not only value. It bends the back that lifts it. It slows the arm that carries it. It also bends thought. A man who once gave half a biscuit now counts crumbs with care. A man who once sang now clears his throat and stays silent. The ledger helps, but it cannot change the air. Numbers settle the hands, not the hearts. So we add more rules. Count at dusk, count at dawn. Seal the chest with wax. Stamp it with the ring. If the seal breaks, the bell will wake the ship. Some dream of land more than before. A room, a chair, a dry bed. A life with a box under the floor. Gold feeds these pictures until the mind forgets the sea outside the rail. The sea does not forget. It takes a step back and waits. Once in a while we spread a cloth and lay the coins upon it. We sort by size, by face, by edge. The light is soft. The sound is small. No one speaks of plans. We only say the words of the count. When the last coin clicks home, someone lets out a breath he did not know he held. The lesson is plain and slow. Gold is not a lamp. It is a mirror. It shows the lines already on a man. It shows fear and hunger and hope. It can buy rope and bread. It cannot buy rest. Not here. So we lock the chest. We tie the knot. We set the watch. We trust the rule more than the dream. If the sea wants a price, let it take the dream and leave the ship. That is the best trade we have. Evening slides down the sky like a slow hand. The sun sinks and leaves a pale road on the water. Rigging rests. Sails hang easy. The deck keeps a faint shine from the day's last wash. No orders now, only small tasks that feel like closing a book. We count the names one more time. Some answer, some do not. No speeches are made. A nod stands in place of many words. The captain opens the ledger, writes a short line and shuts it. The lock clicks. The sound is small and final. A bucket, a cloth, a quiet breath. This is our farewell. No drums, no fire. Only the soft pour of water and the way the sea receives it without ripple or fuss. A hand touches the rail. Another hand rests on a shoulder. Then both hands fall to their sides. The ship moves on. Night opens wide. Stars take their places. Cool, steady, far. The moon lays a thin path, then pulls it back. Lanterns burn low. wrapped in their small glass worlds. The hull answers the water with a patient knock, like a heart that chooses not to hurry. Some men sit alone and look at the line where dark meets darker. Others lie flat and let the deck hold them. Thoughts arrive in single pieces, a door that does not move, a table, a voice that waits. The sea does not argue with these thoughts, it lets them pass.